It's Newport City Radio's Love Live Music Day here, and yet again I've got another very, very special guest with me. I've only got Delicious Dee with me. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me here.
No problem. It's our pleasure having you here. People might recognise you from all over the place. you pop up in so many towns and cities. Obviously, you're a busker. Can you just explain what it is that you do as a busker?
Absolutely. I mean, it's pretty simply, I go onto a random street, I find a random street in a nice town, anywhere across the UK, and try and spread some good vibes, try and connect with people through music. I think it's a really beautiful thing, actually, that's so intrinsic in like UK culture especially, because I mean there are cities obviously that do it all around the world, but I think it's so huge, especially places like London, and you've got the bigger cities as well, where you can just, it's just an okay thing to just set up, play some music, and that's absolutely fine, and it's magic, honestly.
Yes, and I know a couple of months ago here in Newport, they announced specific busker spots, didn't they? How important is that for you, and how grateful are you to have those designated spots?
Oh, that's really, really huge, to be honest. I found that it can be quite difficult navigating new cities, especially because you don't know what local bylaws are or how it's going to be received. If there's a city that's actually saying these are spots for you guys to bus, not only is that saying we are so okay for buskers, but we almost encourage it too. There's only a few other cities out there that are doing things like that as well. So to see it come to Newport is fantastic. And yeah, it gives opportunities for people to get a bit of confidence and improve their skills as a musician as well. If that's encouraging that more from the city, amazing.
Yes, 100%, because I'd imagine being out on the street performing, there's no kind of better testing ground for yourself as a musician than that, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, I generally look at it as like the most amazing way to practice. I mean, it's obviously it's amazing being able to practice in your room, being able to practice in a studio, but being outside on the streets is such a vulnerable place where you can try out your new things, but be in a space around other people. And it's, as much as it is vulnerable, it also seems really safe. Maybe it's just 'cause I've done it so many times. But I find it's okay to make mistakes there. Whilst when you're on stage, obviously the pressure's a little bit more on.
Of course.
But on the streets, the pressure's off. So, you can make mistakes. You're allowing yourself to be maybe a little bit more creative, a little bit more wibbly-wobbly with your music, and have a bit more fun with it. So when you're ready for the stage, then you're more prepared.
Yes, of course. You've been doing this full-time for just over 4 years now?
I have indeed.
What was the decision behind, quitting the day job and taking up music full-time?
I'm really glad you asked, actually. So I was born and raised in London, and I spent my entire childhood so enamoured by other buskers. I spent my time in Camden and just sit there and watch them for hours and hours. Places like Leicester Square, where you get these amazing, amazing performers in Covent Gardens. And throughout my entire life, I was always in that position where I was like, I want to do that sometime. I want to do that. From like the ages of 13, especially because when I was growing up, people like Justin Bieber were getting massively popular, and they got popular from busking. You got the stories like Ed Sheeran as well. And like those stories were just coming up, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that at some point. But I never had the confidence to do it. I moved to Bristol City, and said to myself, that summer I'm going to do it. And I moved right in the centre, bought myself a little amp, and still didn't have the confidence to do it. It was only until I moved to Wales, literally 5 years ago, just under 5 years ago now, and maybe being in a new place, being surrounded by new people, gave me the confidence to give it a try one time, and tried it in Cabran Square. Literally just over 4 years ago, and that magical energy was like nothing else in the world. Like, I mean, I definitely wasn't a gifted musician. I didn't study music properly growing up or anything else. Didn't have any musical friends. So to be able to go out at my level and be able to still connect with people for the first time through music was this huge explosion of magical energy in my brain. And after just a couple of busts, I thought to myself, like, this is such a wonderful feeling. Can we try and do this as like a thing? I mean, I wanted to pursue music always, but I never figured out any kind of route on how to do it. And I thought to myself, can I just try and do this for a month? So I literally, January the 1st, I quit my job, and I said, I'm going to try this for 1 month, see if I can survive, roof over my head. Can I still keep this going? Am I going to love it after a month? And that month turned into 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then a year, and it just kept going and going.
And now it's 4 years.
And now it's 4 years. I was still doing it. And it's still, even to this day, it still amazes me how amazing this connection is. It's just vibrations in the air. Yes. And people just click onto it. You see people walking past, and they're just going about the day, and then suddenly they hear something. Maybe they take out their AirPod or something, and they hear a song they like, and you see them smile, or you see them sing along, or maybe like a pep in a step, or you see like a little kid dancing, and that's magical. When you can be able to
Yes.
provide that, oh my gosh.
Yeah, how does that make you feel when, you've put a smile on someone's face?
Incredible. It makes my day worth it. It gives me like genuine purpose.
Yes.
To every single day. To feel like you're doing something, really truly changing to people, and you never realize as well like how much the little tiny things can actually make a difference to someone's day. I mean, I've had some messages that have truly blown my mind. I mean, so heartwarming, from just a little tiny thing like being able to play their favorite song because they've been having a really bad day, and that's changed their entire day, or even more sometimes. It's not just me, other buskers as well have said the exact same thing, and that's crazy. It's crazy.
Obviously, over the past couple of months, you've started to put out some more original music. How do you balance busking and recording and producing and getting ready the original tracks? How do you find that balance?
I really appreciate you asking, actually, for keeping up with all my stuff. This has been a fun little thing. So I haven't been able to balance things very well. I put all my time into my work life and less into the social life. But we're slowly getting better now. I've actually got the most vigorous, meticulous routine to my life, where just about every hour.
Talk us through the routine.
The routine starts at physically starts at 8 o'clock every single day. We start off the day, we get out of the house, we do some walking. There's always time to allocate towards admin. So it's always, I find that you've got to treat it like a job. All of this is a job. So you've got to dedicate time to doing the more admin-y stuff, the more sitting behind the computer stuff, dedicating your time to also, doing the recording, getting out busking, but making sure you're not putting, because there's so many things to do. As a musician in these days, if you're doing it completely independent, you can absolutely lose yourself with a million billion things. So being able to dedicate time to each of those tasks, having a daily to-do list, a daily schedule, and just blocking out your calendar in segments all the time is the only way to keep on top of it. And that's the only way I've been doing it this year anyway. And it's changed everything. It allows me time to actually sleep and socialise.
Of course. Obviously, we're putting a spotlight on the local music scene here in Newport. As someone who's played and busked all over the UK, what sets do you put apart from the rest?
Ooh, I think it's the community here that just blows my mind. I think it's a Newport thing and also just a South Wales thing. I mean, I remember when I first went to the Love Live Music Awards 2 years ago. I'd met all these musicians. I've gone to as many open mics as I possibly could, to busking on the streets. I wasn't quite gigging then. And then when we had the Love Live Music Awards, everyone that I'd met from all over were just all in one room together, and it felt like an actual community of just people, and it was amazing to see these other people also know each other as well. And if Newport is the hub that brings everyone together, that sets it apart massively from everywhere else. I mean, yeah, maybe it's the perfect size to bring everyone in, where it's not too chaotic and you can still get to know each other really, really well. And maybe, Newport is the perfect amount between the two.
Yes, it is. I just wanted to get your thoughts on something really quickly. You use a lot of technology. I've seen quite a few of you behind the scenes and your setups or whatever. Where do you stand on the use of artificial intelligence in music?
Fantastic question. So I'm not a huge fan.
Okay.
I mean, I look at the aspect from a creative aspect, it does take away. It does take away any kind of point of being creative. You're basically feeding a machine a thing, and it can spit out something that could be seen as really amazing, to be honest, because it's taken the best parts of so many different songs, millions of songs that's been fed into it, and taken the best parts of it. I don't think that's fantastic. I think that, if anything, if you're going into music now for the first time and you've come across artificial intelligence, I think it can really hinder your growth as a musician.
Okay.
Because potentially you might rely on it and then not learn the skills that you need to learn to become it. I mean, I know for me this has been a long, long journey. I know I have decades left to go before I can actually say that I'm, at the point where I want to be in music, and maybe not even then. And I know that if I relied on artificial intelligence, it's going to stop me from progressing, personally anyway, in each of these individual areas. I think that can be a really useful tool to help you, maybe help you,
Yes.
Maybe bring a new idea, but as long as you're only using it maybe in that really sparingly bit, you don't let it take away from your own creativity. You don't make it the final product.
Of course.
Don't put a prompt in and then release it on Spotify, and then that's everything, because that does feel like it's kind of taken away from real creativity, real art, and also the idea that it's just other people's stuff that's just been fed into it. It kind of kills a lot of it. But I don't think it's a huge problem though, because I think if anything, because there's such an oversaturation now of artificial intelligent music, that it actually puts more value now than ever before for live music and real musicians and creativity more than ever. So I think that's a fantastic step up. I think you can feel it as well. When it's like an AI song, you kind of know.
Yeah, you get
kind
that.
of hints here and there. So yeah, if anything, it brings even more value to someone who's really poured their heart and soul into it, really put their emotion on paper, and then turned it into a song. So that brings even more value to it, which is amazing.
Now, just quickly, obviously, we both go to the same gym.
We do indeed.
Shout out to the JD Gym Combined community. As someone in the creative world, do you like going there just to switch off from that world, or do you sometimes find you get your best ideas whilst you're in the middle of a workout? How do you find kind of...
It's actually a bit of both, to be honest. I mean, there are times I'm on the Stairmaster and I've had many voice notes where I'm just on the Stairmaster and I'm just humming away to myself. I'm like, this could be a good melody. And then all you can hear is... But you also hear the slight remnants of like some vocal melody that I've got in my head. For the most part, it is massively just to switch off, though. I think there is something really, really nice, though, about the gym and being a musician that can really like link together. I mean, it's the idea of growing yourself and improving and, evolving out of your own choice and committing to something. And it's really easy to get lost in how crazy being a musician is nowadays. You can find yourself burning out. You can find yourself trying to take a road and then being like, is this the right road? I don't know yet. But I think the gym can link pretty intrinsically to that kind of discipline, to saying that it's okay to, go on this path that goes up and down, but over a long period of time, you still see that growth. And if you have something else to anchor on in your life that you're committing to, you can then put it on to something else that you're also really, really, really interested in or have a real passion towards. So yeah, that's my thought process anyway.
Where can people go to find out more about you? Have you got any shows coming up? You're in Bristol after this, aren't
I am actually.
You are all
playing
over.
at Ashton Gate Stadium after this.
You are all over the shop. Where can people see you next, and where can people find out more about you?
So I'm normally gigging every single weekend. Normally Fridays and Saturdays when I'm gigging away. I post where I'm going to be on my social medias. It's always Delicious Dee, or It's Me Delicious Dee as the handle on Facebook, on TikTok. But Delicious Dee should bring me up on pretty much every single platform. That's my biggest push at the moment. I'm really trying to push the whole social media thing to try and share a bit more of my story, and also help inspire some people too, hopefully, to get into music, start doing some busking some more, and give people advice as well on how I got into the industry. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date with all my stuff, I'm releasing original music this year as well, and gigging around, busking around. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date, Delicious Dee on all social medias.
Yes.
And Spotify.
And Spotify as well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me.